Hey man, what it is? This is Dame, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go the Cash App, $ Dame by any means. There go the PayPal at Dame by any means. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. It is much, much, much appreciated, y'all. I just want y'all to know how fake y'all is. I let people talk that like to talk because you get to see how full of ish they are. Y'all told me Vergil was this big mega star and all of this stuff. He's Jaronennis' biggest fight. Jaronennis ducked Vergil. But then when Jaronennis come out and say it's all cap, y'all just chose not to believe it. But then as soon as Shakurstevenson was in that same situation 24 hours later, you know all I've been hearing, y'all? Well, Shakur said. Now y'all believe Shakur when he told y'all that Eddie Hearn is lying on him, that his team never told him to not negotiate with Gervonta Davis. And Eddie never told him to not negotiate with Gervonta Davis. But y'all told me, why would Eddie lie on his fighters? Shakur Stevenson said the same thing Jaron Ennis said, that none of that stuff is true. And don't we got a lot of evidence of Eddie not doing the best business? I never believed Jaron Ennis. I believe Eddie was sitting up there talking for Jaron Ennis because remember, when him and Oscar was first talking about the 5v5, Eddie Hearn said agreed immediately without even talking to his fighters. Now, didn't he? Somebody stop me when I'm lying. He agreed to fights without his fighters immediately. What I am hearing behind the scenes is Eddie Hearn jumped the gun, started speaking for Jaron Ennis without confirming it with Jaron Ennis. That's what I've heard. And I'm pretty sure I'm much closer to people that's in this Philadelphia area than any of them other content creators. So if you're going to say, Dean, well, you don't believe, then don't believe it. It don't make that. I don't care what you believe. Because only part that we do know is Shakur Stevenson and Jaron Ennis got people out here saying that they ducking them, and then they both said that none of that stuff is true. That's the only thing we got to go off. So do you believe and all y'all people, all my fellow Shakur fans, all the people that's backing Shakur, because y'all was the same people saying Boots ducking, but then arguing for Shakur, I just need you to keep that same energy, my G's. Because Shakur said B-sides can't send offers. I swear Vergil was the B-side. And why would Turki Ali Sheik reach out to Vergil before Jaron Ennis? And why would Turki Ali Sheik, if he really wanted Jaron Ennis to fight with him, why would he just give him 48 hours to make a decision? That's the first time I ever heard of that in boxing, especially for the A side. But okay. And then Turki Ali Sheik comes out and says, Jaron Ennis promised me that he would fight Vergil at 154. Turki, tell us something we don't know. We've heard that already. We know Jaron Ennis said that. The part you left out, he didn't promise you that right now. He said after he's done with 147, once he actually gets to 154. You know how you know that's true, y'all? Because then the next sentence, Turki Ali Sheik also says, Jaron Ennis has always told me that his goals is to unify the 147 division, and he has been consistent on that. So which one is it? Which part of that should I believe? I'm gonna go with the part that he been saying for the last 2 to 3 years. Y'all been asking Jaron Ennis to go to 154, and he been very consistent. So that's what I'm going to choose to believe. Since we all don't know nothing. Then people tell me, well, Dag Dean, the other guys have no interest in fighting him. They've ducked him. Vergil ain't had no interest in fighting him neither, and then now decided to fight him. So how we know Mario Barrios, Brian Norman Jr., and Amante Stanyon is not going to do the same thing? Because Jaron Ennis is not on the clock to fight. He just fought twice already. He is not on the clock to fight. He don't have to fight again until next summer. For real, for real. Out of all the fighters we love, he's the only one that has fought twice in a back-to-back time frame like that. Sorry, but we let Terrence Crawford fight once a year. We let Terrence Crawford fight once a year. Errol Spence can fight once every 20 months, and y'all have no problem with that. But Jaron Ennis got to get in the ring 3 times in 9 months. Stop it. So Boots said that people were saying stuff that wasn't true. Shakurstevenson said that people were saying stuff that wasn't true. And it all goes back to Eddie Hearn, the same guy that Gervonta Davis said was putting stuff out there that wasn't true. Wow. I mean, if it looked like a duck, it quacked like a duck. I mean, what is it? Shakurstevenson said, if Eddie Hearn ever said that, he is a liar. Jaronennis sat up there and told you people was negotiating in bad faith behind his back without his knowledge. That's what he told him too. He told him the same exact thing. I just hope y'all understand that and know that. And then he said, if you don't hear it from me, that is not true. But y'all took Shakurstevenson's word. I just wanted to show all of you Earthmen how y'all pick and choose. It's all good. Y'all forgot all about Vergil and them in a matter of 24 hours, but sitting out there telling me this is Boots' biggest fight. And then people was arguing about Shakurstevenson being the co-main. So Shakur gonna go do this and do that and fight Kid Austin, but not fight Tank just to be the co-main. But then when Dean said, why would Ennis do the same exact thing? Y'all was arguing with me that he's a duck. Well, it's still his biggest fight. Stop it. Kid Austin is Shakurstevenson's biggest fight right now, ain't it? It's a bigger fight than Cordina and Arthur. Or am I tripping? And definitely De Los Santos, because that was a Thursday. I'm just saying what's good for the goose got to be good for the gander. Same people when I was using that argument, why would Ennis want to be the co-main? Y'all was using that same argument to downplay Shakurstevenson about why he ain't fight Gervonta Davis. I let people talk that like to talk because you get to see how full of ish they are. The same people that was shouting, Ennis is a duck. I heard the same people trying to argue for Shakurstevenson and kept telling me what Shakurstevenson said, what he said. We got way more evidence of Ennis being very consistent about what his goals was and wasn't much longer than any other fighter in boxing. And then they lie on Ennis and say that Ennis ain't say nothing. Actually, he did. He made a whole Twitter post talking about what else do the man got to say besides that is a lie. People are negotiating behind my back without my knowledge. And if you don't hear it from me and only me, don't believe it. What else do he have to say? Ain't that saying is not true? Last time I checked, ain't that saying is not true? I just wonder, what else could he say besides it's not true? And if Ennis was such a duck, why is Turki Ali-Sheikh so interested in still doing business with him? Just wondering. Because Turki Ali-Sheikh even confirmed that Ennis has always told him that he wanted to unify at 147 and has been consistent about that. You know, the guy that supposedly offered the fight? See, it's about context. Did Ennis say he would fight Vergil? Yes. He never told you a fighting right now. And he never said he would fight him before he finished making his decision about what he want to do at 147. That's the only part we actually have proof of and actual knowledge of. I don't care what Dan Raphael says, Michael Benson, Michael Coppinger, because they have been wrong a lot. A lot. So I don't care what they say neither. I didn't need none of them to tell me that Gervonta Davis wasn't having money problems. I didn't need them to tell me that. I actually know people that's actually with the PBC. I don't need them to tell me anything. To be honest, I don't just go off of their reports. As soon as they drop something, I make videos about it. I don't do that. I don't need to. I knew all of it was capped from day one. It ain't no way a guy that's considered the face of boxing is having money problems. Simple as that. I don't need nobody to report on anything. You're not going to convince me that Ennis, who has been very consistent about what his goals is all of a sudden going to turn into a liar. The guy that was getting ducked by everybody, you will not have, including the guy y'all saying he ducking. You're not going to have me believe that he's ducking him. I don't care what you say. Don't make sense. Sorry, it doesn't make sense to me. And then when Shakurstevenson come out here and say the same thing about Eddie that Ennis was sitting up there alluding to, he flat out called the man a liar. Then y'all told me, why would promotional companies make their fighter look bad? Ain't that what Oscar De La Hoya did to Kid Austin, talking about how bad of a fight this was and he's a prospect and all of that? Didn't we just seen that? Didn't Eddie sit up there and make Shakur Stevenson look bad by saying that he ain't want to be in negotiations with him? That's two examples right there. Didn't Eddie Hearn make Devin Haney look bad, talking about why would anybody pay for the Sandor Martin fight? I'm not paying for that fight. Blase, blah. Trashed him for even going to go fight Ryan Garcia. Ain't that the same Eddie Hearn? The same Eddie Hearn that Gervonta Davis said was a liar? When they said they sent the $20 million offer and had another $20 million from Turkey Ali Kashik. Ain't they mean those people? Yeah, okay. Y'all so fake. Y'all sat up there talking all this Vergil stuff and then forgot about him in 24 hours. Don't mention Vergil Ortiz to me. And y'all gonna do the same thing if he sit up there and lose the Madrimov. You won't hear about Jaronennis and Vergil Ortiz no more. You know what you're gonna hear? Boots your fight Madrimov. Y'all already know what this is though, right? Dame by any means. And I holla at y'all.